do you, or are you hopeful, rather, for a lean South Africa? Do you see that in our future in the next 5 years, say?
5 years would be a very short time span. What we're proposing is real in the sense that it's not a case of training 500 people in classrooms for 3 months or 6 months or a year and then sending them out. It's very action-based. You run these projects in real organizations, be they magistrates' courts or hospitals or police stations or schools, with the actual people in the situation. And you use those projects to develop the people so that they begin to understand it's not about knowing the answer. It's about understanding the purpose and understanding the current condition and understanding where the obstacles are and doing something about it. So what we proposed to the national government was a program driven by this action-based learning, which will develop capacity within the system itself. So there'll be a growing possibility of doing out without external consultants. The mathematical geometric progression that is how the capability gets built, theoretically says that we will have affected hundreds of service delivery channels within 5 years. But I was in the union buildings on Friday and saw a chart up on the wall. I actually asked them if I could have it, and they gave it to me. But it showed all the service delivery points in South Africa. And it looked as if the map of South Africa had measles. There were just dots everywhere. And I said, how many service delivery channels are there? And they said, we think about 500,000. So we cannot, in 5 years, reach 500,000. We might reach 5,000. But that 5,000 out of 500,000 is it's 0.1%. So the task is huge. I often hold South African breweries up as a great example of a world-class South African company. They've got 7 breweries and maybe 14 distribution depots. It's tiny. It's a simple business. They make some beer, they put it in packaging, they flog it. Government in any country is much more complex. And in this country, with the dislocation caused by our history, we've got a long way to go. But I am really excited that government's taking this on board, because I've seen it work, and my colleagues elsewhere in the world can demonstrate that it's worked elsewhere in government. So, yeah, I am excited and optimistic.
And it is a good story, because we often like to believe that government are not interested in increasing service delivery or sorting out their problems. But clearly they are making steps to do that.
Yeah. And there are some good people at those service delivery points who are putting in just extraordinary hours, doing their best. Often their bosses are at some regional office or provincial office completely unaware of the effort they're putting in. I've got some people all over the country that I think are just heroic, doing great work and making a real impact for the better.